On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, we're going to talk to you about Holy Night Samba Night, the one-of-a-kind Christmas experience coming soon to a phone near you. And also, there was a Lostbelt 5.5 banner part 2. Who could have guessed? But also, who could have guessed what was on it? If you want to know the answer to that question, stay tuned for about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Anyway, I am one of your hosts, and I am the caster sensation sweeping the nation, Omega. With me, as always, is he a saber? Is he a berserker? Is he an assassin? We'll never know. It's Lucky.
Everyone, I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka RAITA the Revengeance. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events with the JP and EN versions of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should get ready to carnival.
Yes. And as usual, I will double down on that. I know I do that a lot, but we are doing a pregame for Holy Samba Night tonight, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. You will have one of the mechanics pre-spoiled, sorry, but it's also got a weird mechanic, which maybe you want to know about beforehand. And so that means you, Vesper, if you talk about being bamboozled or poleaxed by a mechanic, shake my fist at you. Anyway, but also we're going to talk about Lostbelt 5.5 Part 2, so it'll be spoiler adjacent. Is it truly a spoiler if you see all the characters in the CM and you just don't know who they're called?
That's the way I treat it.
Yeah, it's... Because there are truly hidden characters in Fate stories. Some characters are not hidden, much like the characters we will talk about later. Anyway, it's time to roll through our usual shenanigans and start with our patron read. And remind you that this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Ahaka Comics, Architect 10, Blacklist OG, Carlos, Quad, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rogue Robin, Shawnee P, Some Guy Named Bob, Soda-Sano 424, 723, and Zach Reed. If you look at what we do want to see more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies. It really helps us out. Thank you for support, everybody.
Thank you. Did I hear a new name in there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
also, by the way, this is literally Lucky's last monster because he won't be buying himself anymore after this because he needs to lose weight.
We'll talk about that more on WhatsApp, but you already got me thinking about that too, Lucky, even though I don't really. I have a little tiny whiteboard that reminds me of what days to do things, and when I need to divvy up Daddy Google Bucks and stuff, I make sure to shake that. I have writ on it very crappily because my handwriting is awful. Push-ups, sit-ups, juice. All right, we're not here to talk about things you do while exercising, though hypothetically, if you can walk and talk, you can probably walk and play FGO, guys. Consider it, you know? Get your mileage out of your data coverage. So... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm about to say, no, we just need to add a fucking walking mechanic, add a pedometer to FGO, and every single
give me the servo walker. Like the Poke Walker.
Walk so many steps, earn QP and Embers.
Fuck, for QP and Embers, God, I'd do it. Is there an Excel... Can FGO... I know it taps in your GPS. Can it tap into the accelerometer in your phone? Can I put it in a back pocket? I got steps behind the house now. We got a dock on our lakeside with stairs going down. It's all downhill, so it's quite an experience to walk down there.
Actually, if they were going to do that, I would say make it a point-buy system. So much you walk, you get points, and then there's a new shop open up that you can buy things. That'd be wild. I'd do that. I'd do that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. And I know FGO has played around with like AR stuff before. Anyway, We're not here to give the Lightworks free features, okay? We're here to give you the pro tips. Let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai Record for pro tips. So I know I'm a broken record, but this is literally the last time I will say it because, well, you know, it's the final warning, guys. You gotta beat Lostbelt 1 by this weekend or you're square because you can't do Christmas. It requires you have cleared the main Anastasia quests to do it. You have until the weekend. Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now! Get to the chopper!
Because,
get to the golem!
There's no rerun so far in 2 years, so hold on to your butts. Watch, as, you know, like 3 days from now, Japan's also going to announce there's no new Christmas this year. They're just going to rerun Samba again.
No, don't do that to me. Don't.
No, by the way, they've still got plenty of time. Christmas is not canceled yet. They literally have 2 weeks. Heck, we're only getting 12 days worth of events, so we can do 12 days until Christmas. Gee. Quiet you. All right, Lucky, were you saying something in there?
Well, no, like I said, like, I don't know how long we have in Hey on Kill yet, but honestly, we're probably going to get an announcement here in the probably next few days of what's coming. Well, not probably next,
it's been about a week, so.
No, wait, with the Banner 2, we probably got maybe, like 4 or 5 days, and then they'll probably be all like, all right, this is what's coming next, y'all. Or they'll have the
and they'll still have like 2 weeks before New Year's Day, so.
Yep.
There will probably still be a Christmas. Anyway, let's move on to Records from the Throne, our regular achievement topic. Woo! Shocking nobody. I technically did this on air last week, but it was very poorly, so I just want to make sure it actually got through clear. Also, that episode was 5 billion years long. It was approximately 5.5 Lostbelts long.
You're not letting that joke die.
I mean, the edit was perfect. It's 5.5 hours. But recording, it took us 6 hours and 20 minutes. I'm glad so many people seem to have enjoyed it, and it actually did pretty well, so... shout out to you guys. A lot of people. It took you a while, but I'm glad you got it. Big shout out to Robin for actually being able to do the time codes for it, because it's huge. Powerful. But it's done quite well for our episodes. So that's nice.
Super appreciated. No, Architect 10 in the chat saying we're planning on beating last week's record tonight. No, I got Cyberpunk to play later, y'all. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, my Cyberpunk came here a day early. I've only put in a couple hours today. Okay,
day late.
Sorry, day late. That's right. You got me. Lucky understands me. No, I got here a day late. I was very sassy about it yesterday.
Yes, you were.
Not even the Game Awards could help me.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Game Awards hurt you more, honestly.
Maybe a little bit. Like, thinking about it after sleeping on it, I'm like, I'm not really upset, but I do feel a little salty about a couple of choices there. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That'll be a big topic. There were at least some interesting announcements and trailers, and Dragon Age wasn't just developers in the park.
I still fucking called it.
No, you did. You absolutely knew what it would really be, but I think both of us were secretly like, but is it just going to be developers outside, though? But yeah, we'll talk about that all tomorrow on What's Up, and Lucky may play some more Cyberpunk. I don't know.
I totally am.
Okay, but if you're curious about Mothman, he's a 5-star, and he's an extra, so it's taking me a little bit longer, okay, guys? I'll get lots of free all EXPs soon. We have no evil, though, because nothing really bad happened. I mean,
unless you want me to tell everyone the story about why we are recording like an hour and a half later than we usually do.
Nah, okay. You can probably tell that on WhatsApp if you still feel like yelling about it.
I like yelling.
Okay, so let's go ahead and check in with everybody. Did you finish your master missions? They're pretty simple this week. You need to defeat 5 servants and then 10 servants. You need to defeat 15 Saber Archer or Lancer class enemies. Defeat 15 Ridercaster, Assassin, Berserker enemies. And then Lancer's Riders. I believe that is correct. I don't think I've actually done all these, though. Just because I haven't been playing a lot.
Real talk, I've actually discovered I actually probably need to set an alarm for FGO to remind myself to log in. Because it's not that I don't log in every day, it's just that sometimes I log in at weird times and it fucks me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll log in at 5 p.m. One day, and then the next day log in at 10 p.m. Guess what? I've broken my streak, even though I've logged in on the same day on consecutive days.
Yeah, you still get your login rewards. It's just you haven't logged in 24 hours.
Yeah, so it breaks. I'm just like, God, fucking damn it! It's
wild. Oh, actually, I probably should have put this also in records, but I did hit my 1,250 days recently.
Oh, you hit your 1,250? That means you're ahead of me. Actually, by a bit.
You have been unfortunately occasionally losing days here and there.
Like I said, it's like. I never, I log in every day, but, like I said, the fucking, I don't know, I guess, daylight saving time's really fucked me. I think I've broken my streak, 3 times since then. I'm just like, God damn it. That's why I say I need an alarm.
Yep. Okay. But, yeah, there's your master missions. Let's do the news. I told you it would be 10 or 15 minutes, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So, first one, compensation for the Thanksgiving issue. So, if you guys did not know, because I actually didn't realize this was an issue, nobody, at least the circles we roll in, nobody was like, oh my god, the CEs were broken. I think somebody vaguely might have brought it up after they did that hotfix mate for hey, what was that bug fix about? Oh, there was a problem with the CEs. But they caught it. So, basically, if you were rolling on the Thanksgiving banner, there were 3 CEs that were supposed to be included. Sakura's Bento, what's the other one? Is it Punisher?
The Cleaner.
The Cleaner, that's right.
Cleaner.
And then Child of Atlas. They were supposed to be in the raid up for the first couple of days, or the pool, I should say. They weren't on raid up, but they were supposed to be in the CE pool. They were not in the pool. They did an emergency maint in the middle of the Musashi night and fixed it. And basically, they announced a compensation for this bug. So everybody got 10 Saint Quartz. Right?
Yay.
Just everybody got your 10 Saint Quartz. And then they did a very interesting thing. I think if you basically spent the equivalent of a summon at all, you got copies of all the CEs. Yeah. And may have gotten extra ones. Because I got my first ever copy of Child of Atlas, actually, out of this. That's right, guys. I got more new CEs from a compensation than I did rolling like 6 times on a Lostbelt banner. Good job, me. So you got compensated with extra copies of the CEs, and also they did a very interesting thing, which I think if there are any other banner bugs in the future, I suspect is how they're going to handle it. They gave everybody 10% of the Saint Quartz spent refunded, basically. Mm-hmm. Now, I should note, this is anybody who spent Saint Quartz within this period, which was a couple days and some change, or the equivalence of Saint Quartz, right?
Yeah.
So I've heard reports that some people got some extra Saint Quartz even though they only spent quartz on revives. And I myself, I did not spend Saint Quartz on this banner at all, or this time period. I spent quite a few tickets on Musashi, and I think Lostbelt 1 as well, during this time period. I got a singular Saint Quartz, so my 10 tickets I spent counted, which is very interesting. So, but yeah. Good.
Lucky got a refund of 12 quartz because I threw like 120 on Banner 1 like a few days into this, I guess.
Yeah.
But again, I'm also one of those people like, I didn't have any problem. I was like, well, whatever.
Yeah, no, but it's nice of them at least to recognize the error and be like, hey, even though I'm reasonably sure nobody was rolling on this banner so they could get friggin' Child of Atlas or whatever, they were like, ah, shit, we broke it. Here, let's give you some stuff back. Now, the CEs were bugged. There was a bug that you could not use them for, like, limit breaking and stuff for, like, 5 minutes. Then they did another emergency mate last night. And I reported it is fixed, and there should be 2 Saint Quartz and 2 apples waiting for you.
Delish.
Yay. Which is good, because we're about to do a lotto event. Speaking of which, out of fucking nowhere, like 2 nights ago, Samba Night, Holy Night was announced, starting 12/13, going until 12/25. I think they announced this on, like, Tuesday or Wednesday? Something like that.
Something like that.
For this Sunday. So it's not happening yet, but it's coming. It is time gated, so, you know.
Where's your trademark?
Keep that in mind. The banner is Bradamante, Quetzalcoatl, and both Marthas with new CEs and stuff. And we will be telling you all about this event, later, because I am scheduled to do a pregame today. I wrote those notes yesterday, because I couldn't play Cyberpunk, and I was bored. But also, another big shocker, we talked about this earlier, Heian Kyo banner number 2, Summon Pickup 2, starting 12/11, aka today, and that should be 12/25, going until Christmas Day, everybody. So, this banner has new servant, Ibuki Douji, saber, a RAITA design.
Powerful.
Yeah, but also includes probably MEDEA Lily's first raid up in, like, approximately one entire forever, guys. She is story locked. With also Babbage and Pedicalcus on, plus new CEs.
Heyo.
Babbage also got a rank up. His overload skill now not only improves his MP damage for 1 turn, but for 3 turns, and also gives him 50 to 100% crit up for 1 turn, and 20 to 30 stars. Oh. So, yeah, now he's a budget crit caster.
Wow, he's like, I don't need you to make stars for me to crit, I'll make stars for me to crit. And crit
yeah, basically. Harder. And it's 20 to 30, so it's a lot of fucking stars.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it's a very big upgrade. It's probably because, I mean, let's be real. Before this, I would argue that other than having a very good invul skill, Babbage didn't really have a good niche. Now he does, because he's like, hey, I can be invincible, I can NP damage up for like 3 turns, pretty decent. And I have a fat crit buff with stars. I will crit. I will arts crit, so I can use that NP.
Stick it with Hans, and you're gonna have a field day.
Hans or Mozart, who after his rank up also has a big star gen skill.
Nice.
Just dump a load of stars. Yeah, you can have crit casters do stuff. Or
actually, I'm guessing the plan is to have budget casters maybe be crits, because that's a lot of them, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's quite a few options in there. Alternatively, you could use him as a way to support others, because he doesn't have any weight buffs, and 30 stars is a lot. You could combine that with, say, somebody like Shiba, who really wants to do some crits, too. She's got skills for it and everything. Rhyme also has a self-mod, so she can absorb stars. You can do some very interesting things with these combos. It's a good skill for him. Big numbers, but big whammies. No sign of the new Ushi design as seen in the CM and the chapter so far.
Yeah, well, honestly, if they dropped the banner too and no Ushi, either what if they make her the fucking New Year's?
They might. I've heard from data miners that her appearance in the actual chapter doesn't have like full skills and everything. It's not like a full character drop. Like when Ivan appeared in Lostbelt 1 before his banner came out, people were already like, "Oh yeah, this guy's gonna be summonable. He's got like 3 skills. They have cooldowns, all the shit." Like he was in the data, he just wasn't summonable. What I'm hearing is that the new Ushi or Yoshitsune design was not that so far. Which means we may have to wait until like a New Year's or something else anniversary. Who knows?
Yeah, well, just put that in the pocket of things people are going to be screaming about.
Yeah, just welcome to every time they do a new banner. New Year's, is it Ushi? Valentine's, is it Ushi? Guda Guda 5 billion, is it Ushi?
A retroactive story lock. I can see that, honestly.
They could do that as well. They could Old Man Lee or Sitanai her.
Actually, yeah,
which
sometimes
is
they do just
little bit of a shame, but possible. They do that a lot when they introduce a lot of servants in stories, Lost Belts especially, that aren't ready yet.
Yeah, actually, I remember that they dropped Old Man Lee like mid to late January, but around what event was that?
New Year's Banner 2.
Banner 2, okay.
Yeah, because Sparrow Inn is a real event, so it's got 2 banners.
Okay.
One of which is the release of Old Man Lee, he's coming, and also the other is Benyenma. Oh yes, by the way, speaking of new banners and Christmas again, I should mention this. Wanted Bradamante has dropped. If you were interested in it, I put it up for patrons earlier this week. I just got it out of the way because I had a feeling something would happen. And I'm reasonably sure it's not going to go great. So you should watch it because it's good. It's good content. I'm definitely not watching the analytics as it sits as number 5 in our top 10 last produced videos. Barely beating out such winners as the last Edo Pro compilation I did, and that book review I posted on a whim about an L5 Arb novel that I really loved. It's only just, but she's currently losing to Zhang Yu, which is a shocker because fucking nobody watched that one, guys. But yeah, we'll see some thoughts, and we'll have to see if she is if she's cool in the story. I'm sure that'll drive people up more, you know. We'll see how things shake out. But yeah, I believe that's all our news.
Yeah.
We will be back after the mailbag segment for the pregame and also to talk about Ibuki Douji's stats and stuff, because she's very interesting stuff going on with that unit.
Yeah, there is.
But we'll talk about that later. I think if we don't have any other news hypotheticals to talk about, we should move on to mailbag.
All right, this is where we sound the record scratch, and Lucky takes over. Everyone, welcome. It is now the time for Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we take your comments, read them aloud, and mock you for them. Well, not always mock you for them, but there will be some mocking.
I did notice that early in the lineup, somebody unfortunately has a typo. They are doomed.
They are doomed. Unfortunately, since we have a servant and a pregame to get through later today, we'll only be doing 1 hour today. But, let's see, looking at the mailbag right now, we have 30 entries, and some of them looks quite short. So we shall see. I don't even know what I tried to say there. So. I completely blame VTubers and anime, because now I go, a lot. A fucking lot. Like, you guys don't understand.
Yeah, no, I've definitely acquired the ability to grunt in Japanese.
Yeah, no, like there's grunting in American, then there's grunting in Japanese, and I've discovered I grunt in Japanese now. It's wild. But more on that later. The timer starts. Meow. And our first one comes from Secret Casino King Bun Bun, who says, "Hope you all are doing well. Thank you, Casino King Bun Bun. I hope you're doing well, too. Hope your rolls are being great, and wherever you are is doing fine."
I have Cyberpunk now. I'm fine.
He's fine now. So thank you very much. We move on to... I'm writing in, dang it! Yes, you are. And they say, My question, do you ever think we'll get a male Oni servant? Because I'm losing hope. Do we not have actually any males Oni servants?
No, we have an Oni tag now. I do believe there are no males with it. No servants anyway. Let me see if I can pull up that, because Suna does have a skill for bonus damage to an Oni trait. Let me see if that's classified. While I'm looking that up, I will say, I mean, on the one hand, we've run through a lot of the actual big Oni characters, and also made some other characters Oni who weren't Oni. So we'll have to see kind of how that shakes out. But let's see. Wow, that's a very broad term for Oni. Oh, that's weird. Sorry, so I've looked up who counts as an Oni, right? All the ones you'd expect, both Shutens, Suzuka. Actually, Suzuka is not one you'd expect, so that's weird. But Tomoe, Ushigozen the boss. Raiko is not on here, but Ushigozen the boss is. Kyokoyo's on here, you expect that. Ibaraki. Benny Enma is technically an Oni. But also, mobs like ghouls are Oni, technically, apparently. Weird. But yeah, so, no, there are no male servants with the Oni tag. However, if Suzuka counts, it's entirely possible that if we ever get the third great calamity of Japan, Takemaru, Suzuka's nemesis, he has been shown to be a he in, like, the CCC manga and stuff. I expect they will probably keep that, just because they've already established it previously, and it's part of the kind of the back and forth, like where Suzuka pretended to be married him for a month and then stabbed him. So yeah, I do believe that if they ever were to make Takemaru a servant, he would count as an Oni, and he would still be he.
So do not give up hope.
Plus, you never know when FGO is going to get weird. All right.
So thank you very much. We move on to training wallet for the storm approaching. I feel this. And they say, "Hi guys, just asking, what servant do you think could rock a mustache or bread?" Wait. Bread. Oh, they're trying to say beer. Oh no, they're trying to say beer. No, it's bread. Well, we're going with this read as written. Mustache or bread. Could be male, female, or in between. Who do I think can rock bread? Well, Marie Antoinette. She must have much French bread. Let's see here. Who else goes well with bread?
Who does a good bread? Just thinking about bread, guys.
I'm thinking about bread. I'm thinking about rolls. I'm thinking about fucking baguettes. I'm thinking about loaves.
Buns.
Honestly, yeah, actually, no. Architect 10 on our Discord is right. Boudica. I can see Boudica with a fresh loaf out the oven, filled with her love. Vesper, of course, says Astolfo in the sailor outfit.
Actually, isn't there Pastry Chef Nemo? Isn't that one of the Nemos? Like Cook Nemo, Kitchen Nemo?
I definitely know there's a Kitchen Nemo.
Bread's done.
Oh my.
Ding. Alright.
Bun and oven jokes. Well, I can't think of too much, but it's a very interesting question. Very interesting. Much food for thought.
Now I just can't stop thinking about Vegeta with a mustache.
Mustache.
That's my contribution to this conversation. By the way, there's a full music video version of that if you haven't watched it.
I love it so
the TFS Mustache
much.
video.
It's so good. I die every time. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So thank you very much for your yeast-filled contribution. We now move on to Aresh, best girl, who says, "No question, just wishing everyone a good luck in whatever role you go. Have a good month. P.S. Sorry for the grammar. English is not my native language." No, you fine, bruh. You fine.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's all tensefully correct.
That's all tensefully correct. You did good. You talk probably better than I do. High five. So thank you very much. We move on to I am but a simple man, but when you comes, I run. Who says, "When I rolled for the first emperor, not a servant came, but you. Anyway, good luck on the weight goals." I appreciate that. I'm gonna need some support, y'all. I really am. I'll talk more about that on What's Up. So thank you very much. We move on to Aio. Wait, no, I said that first one wrong. It's just I.
I-O-A-I-O.
Yes, there it is.
E-I-E-I-O.
Anyway, they say, I heard rumors recently that Hunter Face Hassan and Tota were cut from the movie. How do you guys feel about this?
Well, first of all, it is my unfortunate to bring to you that that is not a rumor. That is actually true. That has been confirmed by people who saw the movie, which, by the way, premiered number 4 in Japan this week.
Nice. Anime is doing big numbers.
Yeah. So, how do we feel about this? I mean, okay, I'll be real. Like, I know some people are really really like Tota. Guys, I don't think he's actually that important in Camelot. Yeah,
He's
yes,
really not.
he smooths over a couple of logistical hurdles, but you're already compacting the story down into like 3 to 4 hours. I don't think he's necessary. He doesn't really contribute to the plot. Also, it would be weird because his VA is Maya Sakamoto's husband, who is also Romani. That's how that works, right? Yeah. So, that would mean they'd have to double bill that guy.
Oh no, they just want to be able to handle fucking their lovey-dovey aura in fucking studio.
So yeah, that's
Well, like on my side, that is something that like I do have concerns. I have questions, like especially with like 100 Personas. 100 Persona's role isn't necessarily nothing.
No, but I don't. It makes me wonder if maybe they give Serenity more to do, right, to make up for it.
Yeah, but like in one of the initial fights when you rescue Nitocris, isn't she under attack by 100 Faces?
She is under attack by the Hassans. I don't know. Apparently, that's stretched out a little bit more. Like some people with a bad taste have said that there's now a bonus scene of Nito and Mash bathing. So I don't know if that means that like our first meeting is less kidnappy and more, hey, who are you guys, kind of a thing. I don't actually know about the pacing yet. We can't see the movie.
Yeah, I know. So definitely there's been some rewriting.
Hassan does a couple of key things, but I don't think they don't require 100-face Hassan to do them, I think is the thing. I would appreciate more action on 100-face Hassan, but...
Well, that's actually, the more I think about it, 100-face Hassan being 100-face Hassan kind of bones her. And because she's supposed to be, as big as guys, but we're just used to seeing that one form of her. So maybe they just thought maybe actually giving her a proper character with her abilities was almost maybe a little too weird. And they're like,
yeah, that actually displaying her abilities would have been harder to do in the movie format.
Yeah, with time constraints and
we do know that Serenity is still in, so they've still got some of the characters. I mean, like...
remember, like...
Go ahead.
I'm about to say, remember in Fate Zero, like, 100 Faces, like, that was 100 Faces in there, and yet...
Job's hard.
Yeah, and they really didn't have any character except for at the end where they're about to get plowed by Iskander, and they're just like, we fucked up. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean, they had some interesting kind of relationship with Kirie in a couple of scenes, but no, they didn't really do much. And like if you're telling me the plot of Camelot, right, and you need me to pare down characters, I would unfortunately have to say, that Tota and 100 Personas are kind of up there on my list of like, I mean, they're not really necessary. Things. When you're doing adaptation, you always have to consider, like, reductions, pairings down, simplifying, right? You need to streamline stuff, because you don't want all the, like, fluff and extra shit that FGO does, right? FGO, especially Part 1 FGO, still does a lot of padding. So I can see why you would want to just cut them from the story. No, I'll have to see myself to actually see how it's good, but I'm not, like, upset or anything. I don't know. I know there are some people who are, like, super hardcore Tota stands or whatever in the audience, and I'm just like,
Hige? Oh, sorry. Talking about, man, but, so, like, the only thing that makes me slightly upset...
It doesn't matter, Starlight. It doesn't matter. The movie doesn't need to waste the time. It's moving faster.
So the only thing that bugs me about this is the one scene that I'm now wondering about is the scene that after Sanzo has blown open the gates and she's riding the horse talking to Tota about the adventures you previously had. That's probably been cut. Like that whole conversation. I'm a little sad about that.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will still, because Sanzo is obviously still in it, and this is like her big chance to appear in story. She will probably still have a lot of lines and focus. It'll just be different. I do also, like, he had a couple of good lines when talking about Arash's sacrifice with Stella. Yeah,
like how he literally sat there and says a hero needs to be seen and stuff. Yes.
But you could also, just have maybe the protagonist say that or something, right? Like, he has good lines and good elements and, like, is part of the logistics, but again, much like 100 Personas, I don't think other than the rice thing, which again, that's just you're making what, like 2 hour-and-a-half, 2-hour movies. You just cut that anyway.
I could have swore though I saw Tota in an earlier trailer or fucking.
I don't remember him. I don't know.
Like he was sitting on the ground, like next to a rash or something. I don't fucking know. I could just be imagining.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was in key visuals, but I don't remember. I don't remember seeing anything other than maybe some early key visuals that like tried it. He hasn't been in the marketing, none of the recent trailers, and a lot of people were. He was in Babylonia Zero in the flashbacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what it was then. Okay,
so he still gets credit in Babylonia. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I can't. I'd have to see it myself. It still did pretty good. I know some people were apparently complaining that like the animation's not as tight as UFO Table because Heaven's Feel Part 3 just came out. I mean,
guys, like,
wouldn't have expected that. Right?
Listen, UFO Table knows what they're doing. They know the right people to fucking hire for what they want to do.
And they've been working on Fate period a long time, but they've been working on the look for their Heaven's Feel for 3 movies. Mm-hmm. This is the first movie this studio is doing with Fate, I believe. Mm-hmm. Actually, that is a good question because it's IG handling it. Has IG done anything else Fate related? I don't think so.
I do not believe so.
Okay, I'm getting reports that no, it is their first pass. Yeah, so like, I don't think that like studio production IG can't do good action. I've seen Be the Beginning and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex and some shit. Like, they can do some things. It's just, it's not going to be the same look and feel as UFO Table because those guys have been working on Fate for years. And that said, I've seen some of the action shots from the trailer. So, like, I still think, right, that it's going to look pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be
I'm
different.
Hyped for it.
Yeah, we'll have to see in what format they bring it on over here. Cause I'm ready to go. Cause this isn't directly related, but they also
Jesus
Demon Slayer, which is still going strong and has very powerful animation quality. I have seen it myself. But no, what I was gonna say was that it has been confirmed that through Funimation, Sony has bought out Crunchyroll from AT&T.
And we will totally
talk about that in detail, but Funny and Sony are part of our whole ecosystem for Fate anime stuff, so that may be interesting as far as the releases of new Fate stuff is concerned. I'm just thinking that one of her straps is undone. She's going to lose something. Mm-hmm. Sorry, we're several animation gifts have been posted.
No, clearly they're going to stay up by the power of hips.
But all right.
Hips is power. All praise Kerpatology.
So let us keep going with our mail time.
Let's keep going. All right, so thank you very much. We move on to guy playing a lot of Genshin. I should play more Genshin. I really should, but I got things to do, like Cyberpunk. Quentin. I'm assuming that's a foreign word for question. Okay, see, now you've derailed me. Now I gotta go say, hey, Google, what does this mean? Who says it? What language is this?
Alternatively, horrific misspelling.
Quentin. Translation. Quentin meaning. Closest thing we found is Quentin 5th of Wikipedia, meaning the 5th. So no, this is horribly misspelled. What is this?
There's more I's in question. And more O's, actually, I think.
Alright, anyway. They say, favorite logical headcanon. For example, I Breathe the Grey War, using Darnik, using Fionn, the Seven Servants, where Fionn be a wolf. And Tristan plus David George, Kentucky, and the last being Hassan. And for my feature this was being that because the first 3 were chosen to pick one for being Darnik's servants, and the last 4 were scrapped ideas. So logically, all 7 would have been a great Grail, basically being Apoc Zero. Your thoughts? My thoughts is, were you drunk?
Yeah, I was about to say, my friend, excuse me, do you understand how Grail Wars work? You have too many servants of classes in there. You need a saber and a caster. And no, George is in there, so you got a rider.
You have 2 archers,
but you have 2 archers and 2 berserkers, and that's not how that works.
Also, I'm also counting down. I'm also counting doubt at the fact that it's logical to say they would be in the save war because they were scrapped.
Yeah, because they were scrapped from the APOC war. I get the connection you're drawing. I don't think it's important to be like, no, we're pushing them off of the actual APOC timeline into the past of APOC. Nah.
I don't follow your
Also,
logic.
I'm pretty sure even with giant Nazi blimps, Kentucky would have rocked that Grail War.
Golden.
He's kind of a big deal, don't you know?
Don't you know? Anyway, physiological headcanon? Well, headcanon, well, if they're logical, I don't know if they're really necessarily headcanons. I can give you one of my crackpot theories.
I have a few, like, logical interpolations, but none of them jump to my head right away.
So instead of a logical headcanon, I'll give you one of my crackpot theories. I think I've mentioned this one before, but I will reiterate it for everyone again. I believe that the end of this conflict will resolve with us having to travel back to the previous Holy Grail War that started this whole thing off, because I'm noticing this trend. Well, that's not necessarily a trend, but I'm seeing a few dots that seem to imply that all of this started only because Solomon won the Holy Grail War and kicked everything off. Because I find it very suspicious that, you might say this might be for writing things, but I find it interesting that everything kicked off the moment that Solomon decided to give up, his servant status, become a human. It was at that moment that he got the warning that shit was about to end, the king who sees past, present, and future. And following that, I started going down that line. It's because of that, basically Solomon then, I'm not entirely sure how servant incarnation works. I said this is why this is a crackpot theory, but I'm pretty sure that basically means he at least temporarily removed himself from the throne of heroes, which means he wasn't present, so the counterforce couldn't rely on him and what he had. So basically, in that last moment before he lost his power and stuff, the fucking history changed. Gatia was able to complete the plan, and interesting enough, remember, Gatia, the bomb, and everything, Gatia's plan didn't go off until, after the, didn't actually start until the end of the prologue, Singularity F. That was literally the hook.
Yeah,
so
when he tried to blow up Caldeus because he knew we would interfere. Yeah.
So I want to think that because, Earth is so fucked up right now. Honestly, here's the thing. How, even if we beat all 7 Lostbelts, how do we return Earth back to the way it was? How?
I mean, I don't know. We might go, if we get our ray-shifting powers back, we might figure out how to defeat the alien god and then go back to the invasion. But then there'd be 2 of us. What would we do? It's weird.
So
we'll have to see. That is probably a couple of years away, at least.
It's a couple of years away, but it's not entirely done. But so what my thinking is in order to reset everything, we actually have to go back and actually keep Solomon from actually winning the original fucking Grail War, so that Marisby does not actually complete Caldeus. Therefore, Gatia does not actually complete their plan. Therefore, the alien god does not descend. And basically,
the thing is, Lucky, I don't think those last 2 things are interrelated.
Are you sure?
Yes. Gatia wanted to enable his plan because he saw the alien god coming, and he wanted to fix humanity first. Because he saw the future. I'm pretty sure that means the alien god would still descend even without his interference. That said, I don't actually know where that would leave us, because Gatia has been foiled in alternate timelines.
It's that's the thing. That's the weird thing about the future. It's that's the thing about prediction. It's all I know this is gonna sound fucking childish of me, but if he could see the future and predicted that, why wasn't he able to predict his own downfall?
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
Technically, I think it's because when he was at the throne of time, he was outside time. Because he did seem pretty confident that we wouldn't break his plan until we broke it, and then he was like, "Fuck, I guess I'll get these guys." Though, also, I don't actually know how Solomon could see all of the future. I don't actually know how his clairvoyance works, because even as Romani, he gets flashes of the future, but at no point is he hold up right now, let me just look at the future.
That's fair.
So there are some mechanical questions I don't know, and I don't know if FGO wants us to know.
Well, again, this is why I say it's one of my crackpot theories.
Yeah, I'm still not necessarily against your idea happening, because there are definitely things that could happen with that.
Like I said,
kind of a weird. It is a weird time point that FGO doesn't really try and pick at, right?
Oh, that's the other point. Architects, remember, observer effect. By us noticing the singularities, we actually lock them into position. But that's that's another weird thing
that's a question is if Nasu cares enough about quantum physics to do that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so but I spent enough time
on the physics of time travel.
So that's my crackpot theory. It's not really a headcanon, but it's somewhere I would like the series to go. Because I would like everything to be returned to zero and start again. So, thank you very much for that. This next one comes from, my god, that was a long Let's Talk. Yes, it was! And they say, first off, congrats for the vid. I didn't expect the video to be that long. On second thought, I shouldn't have sent my letter. Anyway, congrats again.
I mean, Mailbag was not a big deal of why that show was long. If that's what you're getting at.
Did Proto send something that, did that person send something that made it spicy or something?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember it. They asked a question, I think. I'm pretty sure last week, but no.
I think it's spicy occasionally.
But last time back was already. Yes, it's right, because we had like 40 questions last week. Robin has chimed in saying that it was timed, which is why it wasn't 7 hours long, which is probably correct, because there were a lot of mailbags. But I predicted. Also, yeah, I guess I didn't do the ad, but that's because everybody freaking showed up here anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
So, thank you. This next one comes from the girl who is going to school next fall. Congratulations. Study hard. Don't burn yourself out. Remember to hydrate and don't do drugs.
Also, if your school has stairs, I recommend taking them. It's a great way to work out, because you got to carry those heavy-ass books. And let me tell you, books are heavy, guys.
Never forget cardio.
That is probably why I was still decently healthy in my college years, because I never took elevators. I always took stairs with a backpack full of fucking textbooks. And it kind of sucks, but, it keeps you healthy.
Iron thighs. Anyway, they say, tell me, both of you, who is your favorite Sakura face, Ren face, and Saber face? Well, Lucky's gonna cop out and not say his favorite. Is not gonna pick a favorite Sakura face, because he loves all of them to death. Maybe literally. For Ren face, though, I'm definitely leaning towards Arashkigal. She is the cute. Favorite Saber face, though. See, unfortunately for Lucky, Saber is out of the three main here, and Saber is the one who falls the lowest on that totem pole. So I actually have to think for a second. Actually, no, I'm being dumb. What am I kidding? It's MHX Alter.
The man
she wears
makes
glasses.
Moves. He picks things. Hold on. It's under traits? Because Saberface is technically a trait, because MHX targets it. That's funny. I need to pull up if I can find the official Saberface list. Anyway, for Sakura Face, I like design-wise, I like what they did with comments from my Redrop. Redrop's a great artist. I also love the 3-tiered effect. It's a really good look.
How dare you, cute, sexy robots? Sorry, I just got my Twitter.
Okay, it's a tricky question. But I do think for Saberface, I do have to probably go with Mordred. She is in the list. I do like Mordred. She does have 100 levels. And just because Lucky said Arash, I'll say Ishtar. Just so we can give coverage. We don't need to put all our accolades in one place, guys. Alright, that's me. Lucky's looking at CSR on Twitter. I'm going to retweet something on Twitter. Alright. We had to take a short break there.
Yeah, we
Lucky
did.
exploded.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, we're back. I had a whole mug of cocoa, also with a teaspoon of coffee in there, so I'm alive for the foreseeable future.
Oh no, Grand Prix Fantasy has free rolls. Ah! I'm about to check that in later. Lucky played a little bit of Cyberpunk. I murdered many people. I shot them in the face with a sniper rifle. Good times.
Oh, you have a sniper rifle? I don't have one of those yet. I've got an assault rifle, the pistol you get, and I bought a machete, because I might want to do blades. Blades are fun.
I'm actually doing clubs. I have clubs, fun fact, a tomahawk is a club, apparently. And all clubs do non-lethal. So if I smash you in the face with a fucking tomahawk, you will not die. It's great. I love this.
Neat. Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, I think my normalization would have carried everything, but if Lucky seems slightly louder than normal, I did have my system volume up a little bit, because in between Lucky breaks, I've been trying to watch the latest episode of Mandalorian, so...
I've interrupted him twice now.
No, it's fine. It's just the karma of getting Lucky back. Like he appears as I'm trying to watch Mandalorian. All right. Like he has found his place, though. Let us get back to the questions.
All right, so I restarted the timer. And... I'm pretty sure we finished last one, so thank you very much. We now move on to Gahulian God, who says, when someone gets recorded into the Throne of Heroes, do they still go to their respective afterlife? If not, it would really suck for Odin if he was only able to get warriors worthy enough to go to Valhalla, but not worthy enough to go for the Throne of Heroes to poach them. Well, Omega, you sounded like you had something to say, so I'll let you go.
Well, I was just going to say, first of all, I think the first bit of this falls into the bold assumption category that afterlives actually exist anymore, or anything like that. Because
afterlives are very Age of God things.
Yes. If anything else, that would all be on the reverse side. And yeah, no, I mean, so technically, your soul is like immutable and indestructible in the Nasuverse terms, right? Like that's the whole deal with the Heaven's Feel and with you can't bring people back from the dead and stuff. Is like you cannot recreate or copy a soul. So yeah, I think technically, like your ghosto or whatever. I mean, I think everybody's ghost energy goes on to returns to the root of the swirl of the root and whatever, and reincarnation and other whatever stuff exists because Nasu is a huge Buddhism nerd and probably doesn't care about the metaphysics of 5 billion different real life religions.
Also, speaking on the Valhalla thing, remember Valhalla is any warrior who falls honorably in battle. Yep. They don't have to be a, big damn hero. They just have to, fucking gird their loins, scream their battle cries, and throw a fucking axe in a giant's face.
Yes. But yeah, so those things can't be copied. That is not what exists in the Throne of Heroes. The Throne of Heroes is a recording mechanism. Yeah,
that was the other thing I was about to say. Actually, you were gonna say it, so you fucking say it. Duh.
Well, yeah, just the throne is a record. While that servant has, the personality of those people, it has access to all their informations. They're not like truly alive again, and many servants treat their summoned self as a different instance than their alive self. Some of them even treat multiple different summoned instances of themselves as different selves, right? Especially because while summoned servants can access information of previous summonings, it's not like they don't remember it like they lived it or anything. So there's a lot of wiggle room to think that, like, no, in like the belief system, Odin would have still gotten plenty of warrior guys for Ragnarok. Not that it mattered, because we know that already happened. That was Lostbelt 2 that proved that. They proved that everything went the way it was supposed to go. And the texture of the Age of Gods was burned away. But yeah, no, there should still be the wiggle room that like for instance, Gilgamesh's soul did technically go down to the actual underworld. We saw it. It happened. But he can also summon himself as a heroic spirit later. It's part of the flexible metaphysics. Oh, I think I'm gonna retweet that.
Look out! I got a gun!
I just hear noises in the back.
Oh, it is too loud. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Actually, no, I better turn it off because I don't want to get fucking strike for fucking music, so no. Heck. I'm still concerned about that.
The music is your point, so I think it worked.
Well, I said I'm muted at all, but it is not muted right now.
Well, yeah, because they gave everybody a warning. I don't think either of us have gotten far enough in the game to hit the segment they're talking about, but the game did give a warning that the DMCA music filter was not perfected. Still, fucking huge shout out to those guys for even trying, right?
Yeah.
A lot of games don't even bother, and it's really fucking annoying.
Yes.
It's almost like some game developers are like, no, I had to deal with the curses of licensing music, now you must too. And I'm like, why?
Why you do this to me?
Anyway,
let's move on. Yes. So, thank you very much. We move on to Tomo needs a new costume. For real. High five. And they say, hey, since the new year is about to start and with it new servants for up to roll and get salty for it, who are your guys' top 3 servants that you'll be willing to well for this coming year, and why? Let's see. I'm gonna have to pick 3, and only 3. Okay, so no, it's actually not that hard for me. So, it's going to be Murasaki, King Protea, and Kama. Trust me, the list is way bigger than that, but
This guy asked for 3, yeah.
this guy asked for 3.
Alright, since Lucky gave his pretty quick, I'll try and be concise. I'll just say that, I mean, so for me, the whale is a big question, because I don't make a whole huge amount of money doing this. And I'm very frugal with my cash. But I could see spending money on number 1, top of the list, Space Ishtar. I'll go number 2, Summer Musashi's banner. I mean, technically I'd be rolling for everybody on that banner, but Musashi would be probably the more elusive one, or not. You never know with me and Summer. Summer's weird, okay, guys? And then lastly, I think it's got to be Malinobu. I like Murasaki, but I do know that she has a couple of opportunities, and that is still pretty early in the year, so I don't know if my bank account will be ready for anything crazy.
Listen, Lucky's bank account is not going to be ready at all. Lucky's going to be doing... let's see, I think I'm skipping Lee.
And that's why I had to... That's why I had to preface. I think the whale comments work a lot better for you.
Oh, yeah, because Lucky is dumb and does not understand financial responsibility. I take that back. He understands financial responsibility, but as soon as he sees something he wants, he forgets about it.
Lucky is not stupid. He has poor impulse control.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, there is your answer. So thank you very much. We move on to proud owner of a 2-figure set of the Hanakawa and her Sari Neko form. That's a Bakemonogatari character. Hanakawa is truly the best intro. Anyway, they say, what's up, my dudes? Hope things are going well. And the break week or so has been good. By the way, the 5.5-hour episode was amazing. May your rolls be blessed. May yours rolls be blessed as well. I shall do some furtive hand gesturing, and you've been blessed by the Church of Curvatology.
And thank you for enjoying us talking for 5.5 hours.
I should just start giving out blessings of Curvatology. I think I will. Whenever something good happens, remember to thank butts. Anyway, moving on. This next one comes from the local spirit of chaos who know how to deal with an angry senpai, Cyrus21. And they say, considering the populations of each Lostbelt, how do you think they will react and adapt to living in a proper human history scenario? Personally, I'm with you guys on the Yaga acting the most human, and wonder a bit what the others would have happened if few civilians of Russian had been rescued by Pajetta and then tied to the border, taking them to an imaginary number space, firing numbers to jump. I can see them being in the Wandering Sea, Nova's Kalia base. What happens after? Well, I'm not sure. The Yaga will be free of destructible food and fighting and exposed to advanced tech and magecraft, as he decided taking blood samples to see how the Yaga work. Sounds like an interesting concept.
How you spell Sion, by the way?
Tech. Oh, it's supposed to be Sion. Lucky just rambled right through it.
No, we've talked about this. You're Ron Burgundy. You read what the teleprompter says. It's fine. It's a skill. I mean, yeah, out of the ones so far, yes, the Yaga actually understand human struggles and stuff. Because they are arguably, out of the Lost Belts we've seen, the only Lost Belt population that is not babied, protected.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, they're not a protected species. Like, they're out there struggling for themselves. And we've seen from good old Patsy that they're still flexible, right? Like, they can still kind of get over some of their inherent biases and thoughts.
I would definitely say they lean towards being more predator-minded and ruthless, whatnot, but they are not without empathy.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would be a concern is because they're fused with phantasmal beasts is if they can survive in the modern age of man, or whether the degradation of mysteries would be, like, weird for them. But, I mean, they do... We did this whole big thing on this a couple episodes back. That was last month, I think? No, it was the month before, that's right. This month was, this last month, I should say, was, Swords. So it was about a month ago or so. But, we did hit it up, and, yeah, there are supposed to be some low-level phantasmal beasts that still live on the proper side of the Earth where humans aren't, so maybe they could coexist.
Mm-hmm. Like I said.
So... Lost Belt 2 doesn't have any adults, so arguably they could get on okay because they're just kids, right? Kids are pretty flexible.
They're kids, they're flexible. They're flexible, yet they have a mature responsibility and understand responsibility. Which is
yes. But they still have time left to learn, you know?
Yes. So no, they'd be in a good place.
Lost Belt 3 would be fucked.
They'd be fucked. What do you mean we have to do this? What about the Great Heavenly Emperor? He's not here.
Yeah, they don't, they understand the basic concepts of, like, work and stuff, but all of their needs are met by advanced bioscience. Like, they get to eat really, really high-quality food that they get to grow really inexpensively, so they don't have to worry about machines or technology or anything like that. Like, in modern society, they would not function. You would show them a fucking smartphone and their heads would explode.
Interesting thought. Speaking of Lucky's crackpot theories, I honestly hope that at the end of these Lostbelt, we will actually run into the actual modern-day equivalents of some of these people we have met. Because that's one of my ideas is... just because these people were in a Lostbelt does not mean that they did not survive in proper human history. They might just be someone different.
Mm-hmm. I also personally have the theory that because of the way Chaldea recording works, is that some of these people they are still observed and recorded by Chaldea, even if their Lostbelt is removed.
Bonds!
Because I think I've said this before, especially in regards to. It doesn't so much apply to, like, 3, though we definitely gave that guy some stuff to think about, but in 1 and 2, especially in 2, we actively changed things in the way, those worlds were structured.
Mm-hmm.
They could have altered the deadlock. Anyway, let's get going.
Thank you very much. We now move on to a gambler rolling the dice. Powerful. Good day/evening to the Rabbit of Tyranny and the great robot of lore. Nice. So I've been doing a bit of a dive through different mythologies, and I have to say, Fate's Day Night. Oh, A-Route. Really got it right when they said Ku was basically Iris Hercules. Yes.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
So I guess my question for you guys this week is, what do you feel like there are servants who seem underpowered or just less representative than their actual stories? Thanks, guys, and good luck on the Christmas and New Year's banners. Off the top of my head, I want to say no.
I mean, so it's a little hard. Like, Indian mythology is super overblown. Mm-hmm. Like, the fact that Karna and Arjuna can casually throw out nukes is not really that much of an exaggeration. I still don't know if necessarily the peak of all that is properly captured.
Well, no, like, here's the thing. Benkei is pretty fucking swole. Just in FGO, he's not fucking, the best representative.
Vesper's yelling about how a lot of Benkei's effects and Noble Phantasm stuff were trimmed when he was edited down for FGO. But, no, all that stuff is bullshit, though, because that was all just fake Fate stuff. The actual story of Benkei is just man who has many swords and stuff. Which I think in general his power, in FGO is reflected on. He is a pretty cool famous monk guy, but...
Too angry to die, but then does actually die, but still refuses to fall down.
Yeah. It's still not like insane. Like, honestly, from what I have consumed, a lot of Japanese stories and folktales, while they are exaggerated, despite being the anime people, many of their myths are not anime-esque, right? Like, yes, so supposedly, Yoshitsune did, like, jump across 8 boat lengths, right? You know, during the Den no Ura. But that's still like, oh, he jumped really high across 4 boats in a narrow channel. The Den no Ura was not like an open sea naval battle, guys. It's Japan.
There's a river.
Yeah, and yes, one of his archers, Nasano Yoichi, pinned the fan on one of those boats. But also that could actually have happened because the samurai class was way more about horse archery at the time. The warrior caste, you know. So
when are we gonna get a samurai archer? Actually, well, I take that back. Fucking Tomoe.
Yeah, we do have Tomoe. The Tomoe is weird in that she can like do 3 things. Even then, Tomoe. Like, I don't actually know how accurate Tomoe being so on fire is to myths. I think it's just that they were like, she's an Oni, so she's got, like, Oni mana burst powers, right? We can do fun animations, you know? So I don't actually know if too many are quote-unquote undercut. Like, there are some things that are filtered interestingly, but I mean, think about all the times you use Ku and he's also unkillable. He's about as good as Herc, I'd say. It's more just that some of Ku's weirder anecdotes that they don't really want to get into. Like, they don't really fuck with the warp spasm. But there are still a decent number of Celtic heroes who are appropriately represented. Like, I mean, I think Fion's uncoolness Finn McCool, as he is even called Matt Cool, is mostly just due to characterization.
Yeah.
As being a dork who hits on MASH. And the fact that his kit wasn't super great, even though he is an AoE arts lancer. That's not awful.
I gotta level him. I have to. God damn it.
Yeah, he's a bonus servant for New Year's. Just heads up, guys.
God damn it.
And he does get a rank up, though, when they do that, at least. But yeah, like, there are a couple of, like, ways that some of his abilities are portrayed that are not necessarily the most cool, but honestly, he's also not the worst in Fate level lore either. It's just that, like, people don't like him and his kit was not super great. But also, he's from America, so.
America!
It's not, not too much extra work done there.
Honestly, if I was gonna say anything, I'd say fucking people just become overpowered in Fate for no goddamn reason. Like, literally,
yeah, just people being famous, especially if you're famous in Japan.
Not even. I keep thinking about Nightingale's Pledge. Super fucking broken.
Well, I mean, yeah, but Fate's always played around with those conceptual ideas, right? Of so she's Nightingale, so she can invoke the invention of nursing to make you heal good. Stop violence, Dugu. And even then, it's always that weird thing where you hear, like, oh, Nightingale Pledge, that sounds super intense. I guess it's not that big of a deal, though, because it's only ranked, like, C. Maybe Nasu just doesn't think about how cool these things are. Or, so a lot of people may think, the thing George does where he says you're a dragon, that's his sword. No. That's St. George is a rider. He has, like, 5 NPs. Just for the sake of simplicity in FGO, they put all of the effects of 1 NP on 1 NP. His ability to temporarily make people dragonkind is an anti-army NP with, I think, somewhere like 100 targets, or is it 1,000 targets? I don't know. That's ranked C, like C plus something. Even though he can make like 1,000 dudes dragons, which then, by the way, he immediately gets to turn on his Dragon Slayer NP and job all of them. But yeah, it's 1,000. It's dumb. It's bad. It's bad dumb. So I don't know. That's also another thing talking about like rank inflation. How good are some of these things? I don't know.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut Omega off. We're gonna keep moving. Sorry, Omega, if you had anything else to say, but we gotta go.
We got stuff to do.
All right, so thank you very much. This next one comes from the Dragon King. Oh, interesting. Do you personally think that normal Tamamo is evil? Yes. Also, what is your definition of evil? That is my last question for Tamamo for a while, because the third question in a row, and I don't want to keep asking. Just about her. So someone else next week. Have a good week. So, yes. Tamamo is evil. Now, people have this weird quality about them. They tend to, like, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone in particular, but as a general consensus as a whole, people tend to see things in either black or white. It's either something good or something bad, something lawful, something evil. Now, in Fate, Tamamo is neutral evil, which generally means she's just kind of fucking selfish. And she might be okay with just straight up fucking killing a dude, which honestly suits Tamamo to a fucking T. Now, do not forget that just because someone is evil does not mean that they cannot feel love, they cannot feel guilt, they cannot feel remorse, they cannot feel happiness, all that stuff. Someone who is technically evil can still feel goddamn emotion. Especially if someone is someone like, I would say, lawful evil or neutral evil. You get into chaotic evil, well, that's when shit gets weird. It's chaotic evil. Now, like I said, remember, Tamamo is based off the image of Tamamo no Mai, who was literally a courtesan who was all like, I'm gonna kill the fucking emperor. I still don't know why she wanted to kill the fucking emperor. Was that ever actually explained?
No, it's just he got cursed.
He got cursed for some odd fucking reason. And, she got. And she got pissed off that she got, so she tried to get more people. This is after slaying, like, thousands upon men.
Yeah.
In the fucking field.
And I mean, there are some interesting back and forths there.
Yeah.
Where, like, she fled, they pursued, and it was kind of like...
Actually, if I remember, I think she, like, fled for years, and it was actually went into hiding, but they found her anyway.
But was pursued, because they're trying to... They were still angry, because she may or may not have cursed that emperor, and they were real upset about that.
Yeah. Again, may or may not. No one ever really said, but
If we ever actually meet Abe no Seimei, maybe we can ask him how he feels.
But, so, yes, Tamamo is evil. Now, evil, as for Lucky's definition of evil, it's usually... The best way I can say this is a lack of moral and ethics. Now, that's the best way I can explain it, because good and evil is literally... this is going to get real weird, but good and evil is technically an illusion. Technically does not exist. What does exist are societal rules that we pose upon ourselves as laws and whatnot. Usually those are based upon the ethics and morals of the time. Therefore, anything that breaks those morals and ethics is not right, therefore evil.
Sorry, so Lucky likes to call himself evil, and I'm sure he's going to talk about, like, and this is actually an interesting quote from the Mando episode today, where a character was like, listen, everybody's the same, we all got our rules that will break when stuff gets tough. But I just want to interrupt you. I was trying to look up some good definitions of talking about neutral evil, if people are curious about it, because D&D alignment systems are weird. But I have found, I just realized this thing I'm reading where I'm like, hold on a second. I may have found an overly edgy website with the way they phrase these things. I'm going to post this to the patrons of how they have phrased the alignment grid, so y'all can see this. So, you know, lawful good, strict and self-righteous, true neutral, practical but irresolute. What? And then neutral evil, practical and determined. I'm like, why is being evil determined? I mean, so I think in general this, and maybe it's like talking about how neutral evil like views, it's like talking about how neutral evil views others, but even then I'm like, wow, this phrasing is still try-hard for even neutral evil, which arguably is the most relaxed of the evils.
Yes.
But there are some good notes in this thing, which is basically like, the neutral evil alignment is about, it's irrespective of law or chaos, right? Yeah. Which is a whole other thing we don't want to get in right now. But for Nasu,
it's like they're selfish.
Yeah, the chaotic versus lawful thing seems to end with more like absolute principles of the world rather than the true definition in D&D, which is much more subjective about human societies, which is the thing Lucky talked about earlier. Because as he did point out, crime is an illusion, laws are an illusion. That's all stuff humans made up to make the world flow better. I do think much like with our culture. Right? And talking about stories, like how we have absolute touchstones where everybody has, monomyth and stuff like that, that there are some cultural taboos that are almost always bad for any culture. Yes. That does mean that humans as a cultural organism, a social creature, we have some stuff that just is pretty deeply programmed to just be like, that's not right.
Yeah.
But in general, a lot of that other stuff is stuff people made up to explain the world and organize themselves or control themselves and others. But neutral evil is mostly just you want to get by, you're out for yourself, you'll do anything to achieve your goals. You don't really care about doing things by strict rules or necessarily by fucking the rules if that gets what you want either. Neutral is in that alignment is about doing whatever you need to get ahead and not having any ethics about getting ahead, as Lucky said. Which fits Tamamo very much so. Have you guys played Extella? I know a lot of people are mad about her at Extella, but
listen,
it's very
Tamamo literally wants to be the perfect housewife, and honestly, she will straight up murder someone who gets in the way of that. That's
I think the thing the thing to think about both fate alignments and actual D&D alignments, if you're one of those weird nerds who thinks too hard about them, is that just because you're evil doesn't mean you're allergic to good. You won't, even if you're a chaotic evil thief, you won't explode if you do a good deed, right? Like, it's only ever paladins, and that's because they have adopted very strict rules as part of a relationship with a deity or religious order or whatever, right?
Evil can still be pragmatic and benevolent if it suits them.
Like, think about, again, my litmus of neutral evil is always Morrigan from Dragon Age Origins. Think about these things. Morrigan objects when you want to waste time or resources on being a goody two-shoes. At no point do any of those things actually make her leave the party. Well, she's got ulterior motives, but again, that's part of being neutral evil. She's like, fuck it, I don't care if he actually does this. I don't care if you help those dumb elves and not werewolves. Those are super cool and goth. Whatever. Like Morrigan is usually the one to, suggest the edgy, try-hard options anyway, but she doesn't ever, leave the party if you pick them, right? As opposed to some good characters who will not do a morally bad deed. That is the kind of neutral evil we're talking about here. Tamamo's, like I said, she's not going to explode if she gives you a free tray of cookies, you know?
Especially if you're trying to get in your pants.
yeah, actually, Tama will be quite willing to make some cookies if it'll get her what she wants. But it's all just kind of an interesting thing. So yeah, that's we probably talked a little too long about that, but yeah, no, it's
yeah, we did. We only got like 5 minutes left. I like talking about things like this though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's try and knock out a few more. So thank you very much for your question. Very thought provoking. I do enjoy these questions, but we must move on. This one comes from Moon. Thought she was almost free from uni, but the rumor she had a final project she's yet to finish. Oh no! But they say, hey guys, so I randomly decided to look up some mages in the Middle East in the Type Moon wiki, but there wasn't much about them except a non-violent pact with the Chinese Meiji and Mage Association. Question, do you think they'll ever be expanded on? If so, what are your predictions / thoughts on it? Hope you have a nice weekend.
Well, so Atlas is in the Middle East. I don't know. I think they come from all over in that region. Obviously, Sion doesn't look very Middle Eastern, and she has Atlas in her name, so... But it's assumed that Ronnie, for instance, who looks very Indian, but also looks like Chen Gong, so is she Chinese Indian? Who knows? But, like, she's from Atlas as well, or at least everybody assumes that because of her Actually, no, I believe that's proven that she's got Atlas tech in her, basically. Atlas mage tech. So, I do believe Atlas is broader. I don't know if we'll ever go into detail. That's the thing with Fate, is you never know when they're gonna, like, get in there. There could be servants, maybe. I know there are a lot of famous, mathematicians and philosophers, in, Middle Eastern history. I don't know if we'll ever get, like, super detailed, though, on, like, the origins of their magecraft and stuff. We do know that the Egyptians had a system of magecraft, because Nudicrus and some of the other Egyptian servants have access to it. So, yeah, I don't know. We could get some more details there. Lucky, any thoughts? Or you just want to
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll. So, thank you very much. Hope you have a great weekend. Please pass that final with flying colors. I believe in you. But we move on
I believe in a thing called love.
We move on to a shrimp singing Same dane, samayo, same nanayo. And they say, ahoy! Thanks for last week's Let's Talk FGO. It was big as Young Yu Sprite. Powerful. I can't remember if this has been asked before, but what do you think? But what do you do with your dead weeks of FGO? Gamber Embers, Matt, QP, Finish Loose, Free Quest, Interludes, Strengthenings?
I think both of us are probably going to say something similar, which is actually usually we do other stuff.
We do other stuff.
I'm a little behind on actually starting Dark Knights right now, the Dark Knights event, which just dropped the other day.
Wait, did Gore actually sing that? Is that why it's Same? Oh, it is a VTuber joke.
Rip. Yeah, Same is sharp.
I know Same is shark. That's why I knew it was that's why I knew it.
Ooh. Sion's sister is hot. When do we get her? She's got a monocle and a ponytail. A really long ponytail, guys.
Oh no.
That
doesn't stop anybody.
You don't know nothing. Anyway, we were working on this question. So, I think what I was going to say is both of us usually do other stuff, right?
Yeah.
This week I've been very focused on beating Spider-Man. Stay tuned for my thoughts on that tomorrow on What's Up. And occasionally playing other gacha games. I still need to... At some point during the holiday season, I'm sure I will actually knuckle up and get into Genshin's story. It's just finding time is hard, especially now that Cyberpunk is there. But I can freely switch at least on my PS5, so there's that. But when I'm actually playing FGO, if I'm like, man, I want to play some FGO, yeah, usually it's just, spend all my AP on Embers. Very rarely do I actually do dailies for mats. Like, even if I'm desperate for cookies, there's usually another way to get skill cookies coming up. And I gotta be honest, I don't have the QP problem that a lot of people do. I just don't spend it fast enough. I don't have an excess of servants to level, and I usually don't go apeshit with skills because I'm cockblocked by skill gems or mats. I have occasionally QP farmed, and I will do that on an off week, but I prefer to do that in half AP or other methods. If I feel like it, I will definitely be like, oh yeah, I got a banner coming up. Let's do some free quests, get some more quartz. Or I'll be like, oh, I have a new servant to use. Let's check out their interlude or their strengthening, their rank up. But in general, yeah, I think we both do other stuff.
Yeah.
I really do. Hold on, I'm starting that Spider-Man gift right now. I'm going to use that in future. That's important.
I'm surprised you didn't start it in the first place. This one's great.
No, I'm just thinking about it. We do bring up Japanese Spider-Man gifts a lot, but I'm like, no, I need this one for future. This one's good. I need this for just when there's a conversation going on that's probably in VC that I have no idea what the fuck is happening, and I'm just like,
What is happening? What are you guys doing? I'm gonna start this Cheshire.
Hello, everyone. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Great. Hoping for Spider-Man and Spider-Verse 2. Give it to me. Get it to me. Oh shit, we just ran out of time.
Yep.
Spider-Man stole your last minute, guys.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Curse you, Spider-Man!
Get me pics of him! Alright, but, yep, so that was Let's Talk FGO Mailbag. We did not actually get through as much as we thought.
No, we got derailed by a couple of big ones, which is sad. There were a couple of interesting questions down the line, but we hit up a couple of big ones. Like somebody talked about the new movie stuff, and we had a couple of interesting questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got in there. We got decently through, maybe about halfway? Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the scroll. I think it's about half.
Mm-hmm.
2/3, whatever. Anyway, we're done with that now.
Yeet.
So, it's time to get in your second half. Yay, second half. Lucky, it's only been an hour and 25 minutes. Holy shit.
Wild.
My god, the time. The space. Okay. Let's close that tab. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, let's start this in the order I've got it in. Let's bring everybody back around to a conversation topic from earlier. Let's talk new servant Deets super shootin'. Kind of. I think this discussion was mostly off-air in the pre-show, but Ibuki Douji is interesting in that she's technically, especially in her first ascension, she is the immature Shuten, but also her power is a lot pure and more divine as Ibuki Douji, the kami of Mount Ibuki.
Concentrated.
It is explicitly noted that her divine core she has as a saber servant is what degrades into Shuten's high quality, but still only rank of divinity. And I should specify, I call her Super Shuten, because she is Shuten, kind of. I don't believe she has the Shuten tag, but it makes sense because Shuten Doji is what Ibaraki called her. So it makes sense that Ibaraki doesn't see Ibuki Douji as Shuten. By the way, if you're curious where this came from, this is alluded to right now in Chiyome's interlude. It came out like 2 months ago. No, I'm not kidding. Seriously. Chiyome rattles off like 5 different names for Shuten, including calling her Ibuki Douji, the god of Mount Ibuki. It's wild.
It's like they planned this shit.
Yeah. So, as I said earlier, this is more of the kami, the god of Mount Ibuki, the daughter of Rochi, less the Oni boss of Mount Oe, Shuten. Right, Shuten is the Oni who raided the capital and calls all that shenanigans. Ibuki Douji is much more of a deity. And you could probably argue because, in Shinto anyway, kami are centralized on natural phenomena and places, that because she moved from Mount Ibuki to Mount Oe, that is why her nature changed and was able to degrade, because that is actually the origin of the phrase bunrei, by the way, that we applied to Tamamo earlier and some other servants. That is the Shinto process of when you basically fork a shrine. You make a new shrine, you invite the kami of the old shrine into it, or copy it, and then move it somewhere else. So, there's a lot of interesting interplay with Japanese culture and the way Shinto actually works spiritually here, that physically moving Ibuki Douji from Mount Ibuki turns her into a new person, basically. A different character we can summon. It's wild.
Great.
Anyway, she has really interesting ascension types and a sweater.
It's the virgin killing sweater. Damn it, Raita. How did she get that pass, Raita? Explain. Did they just give you what's the fucking carte blanche on designs?
Probably.
I'm saying there's some interesting leg angles and some boob angles. I'm like, this is way too horny on the main.
Raita power.
Raita Revengeance.
He's just, let's see, when was the last, technically he drew
Summer Murasaki.
That's right, Summer Murasaki this year. Okay, I was going to say, technically he did draw that new costume for Kentoki, but that was just, redrawing Kentoki.
It's a really good costume. I am excited. I really hope I get a gold.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm set up. I think I'm 2 for 2 currently on characters in Lostbelt who have story costumes, because I have Karna and I do have a Kentoki. Kentoki is also pretty popular though in terms of raid ups, even though he's limited.
I keep trying, but I don't.
Much like Gil, it's crazy. Listen, just you need to roll for a Tomoe, and that's how I got mine and my Raiko. I was just like, give me the Tomoe, 2 5-stars. What are you doing to me? FG is just trying to kill me. Let's talk about mechanically, okay? So, first of all, she is a saber. 5-star saber. She has a gorilla deck, like Musashi. Quick, arts, buster, buster, buster. Her hit counts are okay. I think it's 4-3-3, so 4 quick, 3 arts, 3 buster, like 5 hit extra. Her NP gain isn't the worst. It's like 0.78. I would definitely have to like see her in action or use her myself to be sure if that's enough NP gain. It feels a little bit like this is where the balance point is, okay? Because we're going to talk about a lot of what she does. She does a lot of things really well. I think this is the one sticking point is that she requires batteries or external chargers, I think, because I'm not wild about that singular arts card, even with 0.78, you know? I mean, she does have a 50% battery, but yes. We'll get in there in a second. So, yeah, for just QA, I don't know if she got enough MP gain, but she does have the highest attack amongst sabers.
Oh, jeez.
Dethroning Arthur and Sigurd for big attack. However, she also has the lowest HP. Her HP total is actually lower than Summer Maeve, who is a 4-star.
Oh.
Okay, like, we are talking low. Low. But, still, got some interesting stuff. Her NP is none other than the famous grass-cutting sword, though this time phrased as Kusanagi no Tachi, specifically.
Oh, sword of cutting grass, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, grass-cutting sword. Usually it's phrased Kusanagi no Tsurugi, which is a more general and a more generic term for sword. They're specifically calling it Tachi, which is a specific style. It's still double-bladed, though, so I don't know. This also could be I'd have to listen to her line closer. I don't actually remember what she says, specifically. Anyway, no surprise here. This is the daughter of Yamato no Orochi, who was apparently just holding a magic sword in his tail, you know? But yeah, this is a Buster AoE NP, which lowers enemy Buster resistance, ignores defense, and pierces invul, all before it actually does damage.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, let me actually check. I don't think I wrote down how many turns it was. Is it 1 or... I think it's 3 turns of Buster resistance down, probably. It's like 20% at base overcharge. So, yeah, 3 turns. Activates first, by the way, along with 1 turn of Ignore Invincible. So, you'll notice a theme here. This is basically... Delightworks was like, hey, y'all know Kiara, right? You know True Damage, you love that? What if we made a Kiara, but she actually hurts things?
Oh, no.
Because after her buffs, Kiara is pretty consistent, but especially at launch, and even then, afterward, she's pretty limp noodle in terms of damage. Ibuki Douji is not designed that way. So, her first skill is a 20 to 40% attack up for 3-3. That's 3 times 3 turns. Yes, a 40% attack up for 3 hits, 3 turns. And a 30 to 50% battery. We talked about this earlier. Yeah, she has a straight up 50% battery. Most sabers are only 20 or 30%. This is pretty good. So yeah, a very spicy attack effect, and that attack up for 3 hits, 3 turns means that you can use that battery and not worry about wasting the attack up, you know? So, her second skill is a 20 to 30% Buster Plus for 3 turns, also defense up for 3 turns. This is basically her only defensive measure, by the way. 30% is nothing to sneeze at over 3 turns. It also drops a 10 to 20 stars on her. Solid, good choice. Final skill. This is a targeted NP seal, so she does have some defensive measures. A 30 to 50% crit up for herself for 3 turns, and also a 30 to 50% trait damage plus against undead enemies for 3 turns. So, yes, she has it's described in her profile, while it's this is called, like, defiled fingers or something. While basically Ibuki Douji's touch is like a profane, unholy thing, it also means that she has a lot of authority over ghosts, zombies, and fallen gods, basically. So, it gives her an interesting trait damage. Let me actually look at some undead enemies. You've got all varieties of ghosts, and all varieties of skeletons. Also zombie enemies. Ghouls are also undead. Ghouls are undead and Oni? That's weird. And
did we fight some ghoul mobs in Heian-kyo? Can anyone confirm that or not?
I don't know, but I would hope so, because there's a lot of stuff in there. But also black samurai types, you know, the big samurai boys, those are also undead. So ironically, by the way, if you haven't done Shimosa yet in JP and you rolled Ibuki, you should bring Ibuki to Shimosa, because she gets to beat up black samurai and Ghost Limbo Man. He counts as undead because he's a giant ghost. It's hilarious. But yeah, so, undead's not a popular slice. There are literally no servants who currently count as undead. Not even the vampires. Which I suppose would make sense. Most of our summonable vampires aren't real vampires, per se. They just have vampiric powers because of legends. Or, those that are actual vampires are weird.
Looking at you, Bison.
Yes. As a true ancestor type vampire, she is absolutely like a fairy or a nature spirit and not a ghost. But yeah, no. So, an interesting slice. I think she's got like 80 or 90% of the offensive buffs you can get in this game. The only thing she's missing is like NP+. By the way, if you have an Altera's NP+ is, her tactics upgrade is all teammates for 3 turns. You can get that multiplier on there.
That's terrifying. That's fucking terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Talk about terrifying. Let's talk about her passives. Magic Resistance A.
Yay.
Top of the line saber. Riding B+, that one quick card will pop very good. New passive, Dragonkind EX. This is a 12% buster up like it was Madness Enhancement EX. And also gives her an inherent damage cut. She reduces all damage by, I think, 250.
That's not bad.
Cuts 250 off all damage. No, not crazy.
I guess this is why they gave her such low HP.
Yes. And then she has a special divinity, Dragon Core of the, God Core of the Serpent God. It gives her the usual divinity bonus damage, like plus 250. And also gives her a 10% passive buff removal resist. Not regular debuff resist, because she's got her regular magic resistance, but a 10% chance that attempts to remove her buffs will just not stick. This is a bit of a busy kit, but very effective. You may not need a Buster AoE Saber, but this one is pretty good at it and has a true damage effect, trait damage, obscene output, and still manages to absorb a little bit of punishment, like 30% defense up, NP seal, passive damage cut. I would like to say that Ibuki is basically built to be, first and foremost, an anti-asshole enemy kit, as I would like to say. With that true damage effect on her NP and very resilient damage buffs. Even that ability to possibly skip over an attempt to strip her buffs. No, Ibuki is custom built to be like, oh, are you being an asshole right now? Fuck you. Especially if they're an undead type of enemy. Ghosts or giant ghosts getting you down? Bully them. Ibuki Douji. I've actually got, so I've seen some back and forth, and I've talked to a couple of different people in the community about this. There's a question of, is she OP? Is she broken? Is she stacked? And not like stacked in that way. This is a RAITA design. It most certainly is in those last couple of ascensions. So I want to say this. I've had this discussion with people. I do think her kit is busy. It is stacked in that way. In a game where some servants to this day who are relatively new have NPs and skills that do only one thing, Shuten's skill, Super Shuten Ibuki Douji skills do roughly on average like 2.75 things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her NP even does a couple of extra things. I do think her kit does a lot of stuff. However, all of that stuff is focused on making her an effective damage dealer who can compete with a very busy trend. There are a lot of AoE sabers who are Buster. I don't know if all of them are universally good, but all of them do slightly different things. Even Ibuki is the same in that way. But I for that reason, though, I would not say that she is OP or anything. She does not redefine the meta, anything like that. She's another Buster AoE saber. If you already have if you are lucky and you already have a max level NP5 Artoria, you don't need an Ibuki Douji. Artoria will do that niche just fine on her own, and does have a few interesting things going for her. I think the reason why they gave her a gorilla deck is so they didn't have to imitate Artoria's skill of oops, all Buster cards.
By the way, though, Lucky will be rolling.
Oh, I know. You'll be rolling for yourself. But it's still, like, Artoria still has a place because she can absolutely guarantee that if she has 2 cards, she has, an NP Buster turn. For Ibuki Douji, that's just statistically likely because she's got 3 fucking Buster cards, guys. It's just probably going to happen. It's not guaranteed. However, Ibuki has much better focus on her damage. And, like, she has more offensive buffs that go higher than other servants. Though I would say units, while she does have a crit damage up, for instance, and does have a drop stars, those aren't any particularly stronger than, say, if you're using Altera or Mordred. Both have really good crit buffs as well. I would actually say Mordred is pretty interesting because, well, I wonder if they will also buff her mana burst, just because she's, like, lore-wise, she's supposed to be on a similar tier to Artoria and whatnot. But Mordred has a much more common on Servant's trait damage on her NP. Arthur-type enemies, even though that's more specific than Saber Faces, are still pretty common as bosses. Whereas there are not really a lot of major famous bosses, and there are no servants that actually meet Ibuki Douji's class resistance, other than, I guess, ghouls or berserkers, right?
I guess, yeah.
But those are usually mobs. There's some fat ghouls who are kind of sub-bosses. Like, if you gotta beat Giant Ghost Aresh, sure, but if you're rolling for Ibuki Douji, you're probably past Babylonia, so it's kind of weird that way. Mordred also has that 1 turn 50% defense up on her battery, which also cleanse debuffs, which is... That's a great way to not die. Mm-hmm. Ibuki is a little bit more fragile. So, like, I think every AoE Saber does have their place. Talking about trait damage, right? Arthur's bonus trait damage on massive enemies is huge. It's, like, plus 100% at max level. And, again, massive enemies are probably more common as mobs. So, like, everybody has their give and takes. I do like, though, I talked about this with our community, I like that Ibuki is a parallel servant. Like, yeah, her attack is the highest, but she's also an AoE. Like, theoretically, you're going to be using Sigurd or Musashi if you're really trying to bring down a boss, right?
Yeah.
Because those guys are single target, and now that his NP's been buffed, Sigurd is really, really good at killing dragons. But Ibuki has that true damage effect going for her. Ignore defense and ignore invincible. And she does slightly different stuff than other servants, so none of the characters you like to use that you already have are invalidated, but if you're having a problem with specific stuff, Ibuki might be a good bring. And again, without those high stats and the way her trait damage is set up, I truly think that Delightworks is intending you to be like, oh, I have to beat up a giant ghost? I don't care that he's an assassin, I'm gonna bring my super swole saber, you know? It's an interesting design. But if you ask me, is she OP, I would say, no, not really. This is just modern servant design. And it's so far, I admit, I haven't seen anybody go, like, absolutely apeshit, like she's gonna redefine the meta. Like, a lot of people, when Lostbelt 4 comes out later, early next year, I should say, later on, there will be a lot of people yelling about how Buster's back, baby, because Arjuna Alter is gonna come out and revive Buster damage outputs. But Ibuki Douji is still good, and she's limited, so keep your eyes out.
It's always good to have options.
Mm-hmm. And yes, somebody has brought up she does have a huge sprite, which is great. I think her full size in her big form is like 300 centimeters long. Like her physical body is 180 centimeters tall. So she's a tall girl, but also she rides on clouds, so she's fucking huge. It's great. It's crazy.
Between her and Gorgon, and I'm gonna have me a snake day.
Yeah, I'll see what happens on that banner. Doman is fun. Oh, that reminds me. We skipped it because we wanted to skip time. I was going to think about the like alignments thing. This has been another thing that's been in a lot of people's ears lately because Domon has that chaotic and evil buff. So obviously it's best on chaotic evil, but it also put a lot of people thinking about evil and chaotic servants. There have been some questions about who actually qualifies. Neutral evil is actually the smallest evil alignment pool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because all Hassan type assassins are lawful evil. Makes sense. Yep. They are contract killers, part of a cult. Most pirate, like almost all pirates, are chaotic evil because they're literally outlaws. And I mean, I think Lucky and I, we've had that discussion, like maybe Drake as a privateer should be like neutral or lawful evil, but still, she's a pirate.
She's a pirate.
Yeah, so neutral evil is actually the smallest slice. But anyway, I was saying, Domon actually looks interesting mechanically, but I like sabers, and this one has a very famous sword. And I got to admit, I love that true damage effect. Jeez. Pierce invult, ignore defense. I have used support Kiaras, guys. I know how this works.
I am now just curious if we're ever going to get the Sacred Rule. Because now we have two out of the 3 treasures.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be an NP somewhere, right? Like it's a famous object. Tamo has the mirror. That's how she does Eightfold Blessings. And now Ibuki Douji canonically has the sword. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Just need the Magatama. Actually, by this logic, I gotta look up where the fucking the legend, because technically 2 out of 3 beasts of Japanese beasts of calamity have 2 of the fucking treasures.
That is interesting. Would that mean Otakamaru ends up with the Magatama?
It could, but I gotta look up the Magatama origins.
I remember correctly, they come from the same place as the mirror. When Uzume was doing the dance, it was the gods all got together and hung the mirror and the necklace on the tree. Though maybe in some versions the necklace is presented to Amaterasu as a gift of like, hey, thanks for coming out of that cave.
Yeah, I gotta see what happened to that.
The Kusanagi though is a classic mythological sword trope. Susanoo beats up an 8-headed snake man, finds a sword in its tail, gives it to his sister as like, hey, are we cool? But no, like you wonder where these legends of adventurers finding shit after killing shit comes from. It's like that and all the Sigurd Siegfried tales and shit like that, beating up dragons for treasure. I do actually think the Kusanagi story is one of the few times that you beat a boss and a sword actually drops out. That's not actually that frequent. But while Lucky's doing some research, I think it's time to also bring some joy to all the little boys and girls out there. I think that's appropriate. And let's power on into our Holy Samba Night pregame. Technically, this is phrased as Samba Night, Holy Night, but I wrote this like yesterday.
It's called the Yasukani no Magatama. That's what it's called.
Usually just shortened Magatama.
Yeah, I always call it just the Magatama.
But yeah, I'm ready to move on to pregame. So, guys, welcome to our 4th Christmas Lotto event. So yes, people will go crazy, and they have 12 Christmassy days to do it, and only those days because there's no rerun yet. Danger, I know. It's time to work on the thing, though. Okay. So this is a time-gated event. It's a time-release story. There are 7 days of main quest per day, plus there's a prologue day 0 and an epilogue. So basically, the first day, I think, is prologue day 0, day 1, and then it's 7 days total, and there's an epilogue at the end, which you can access after clearing the final day. The usual stuff. Right. So, completing the quests will net you a temporary Sambakets, as usual, 1 copy of the 3-star CE, a whole 7 Saint Quartz, and a Holy Grail, plus the ability to get Sambakets permanently. You still have to roll that special ticket in the lotto. It's like what they did with Altera and Santa Altar and John. It's the same thing. It's the same mechanic. It's a fucking Christmas lotto. You know how this works. You gotta work through all her ascension mats before you get the permanent ticket. You can only exchange the permanent ticket once you beat the story. Simple.
Oh.
7 SQ and a Holy Grail, though, guys. So, while there are a decent amount of story-only arrows, there will still basically be 1 boss fight per day. So, the rules. This is a duo match. Not even really a tag team, it's a 2v2. You can only bring 2 servants into the ring, including support. So basically, you can only bring 1 servant into the ring, and then some other guy you pick. And you must face 2 bosses at once. Each boss fight has their own gimmicks, but the actual pairings should be like announced ahead of time, almost Neurofest style, so I'm not... There's 7 days of this shit, I'm not gonna list them all out, okay? Do expect to fight a few ruler bosses, though, guys. It's almost like the welfare is a ruler. Expect to fight some rulers as bosses. Be prepared. I don't think that's physically possible, Axe. Because, remember how it's time-gated? Yeah, Lucky's doing research in the background. It's fine.
Yeah. By the way, in the same shrine that the Magatama was supposed to be kept, so is also supposed to play the Nanasuya no Tachi, the 7-branch sword, and the Totsuka no Tsurugi, the sword that Susanoo used to slay Orochi. Wild.
Neat. The 7-branch sword is cool, even if it's just a weird art piece, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It looks neat. That's what matters. And there's no servant with a 7-branch, I think, yet either.
No.
I mean, the Kusanagi design Ibuki has that kind of motif, but actually, is it 7? It's probably 8, or adds up to 8 branches. Oh no, there is a temp. You get it right away, though. You get the temp immediate. It's one of those events. You get the temporary immediately, guys, and then you can get the permanent one later, but you can only get the permanent one after the full 7 days, basically. Because you cannot exchange the ticket no matter how many lotto boxes you run. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, I talked about the boss fights. Expect a few ruler bosses. For story support, you should expect Saint Martha and Bradamante to show up. I believe it will be Summer Martha, even though it's Christmas. She's wrestling, okay? I'm very curious to see how many wrestling jokes there are, Lucky.
I'm excited for this.
So every day there will also be an EX match. It has the same rules, but you do get guts. These do not have a story support, so you can pick just somebody off your story, your regular support list. Basically, these are little bonus daily quests for currency drops. Do be careful, they do cost the Lucha belt material, which you do need some of. That's how you buy your extra Quetz copies. It's that material, right?
Mm-hmm.
So watch your budget. Like, I think the last one costs like 8, but the first one costs like 1. But it's like if you played a lot of Gouda Gouda or Saber Wars or Journey to the West also did this. How, there's that bonus quest that pops up once a day, right? To give you a shitload of currency. This is that, basically. And they have all their own fun little combos of bosses and fun mechanics and stuff to try out. So, have fun, guys. It's fun. Free quests are all monoclass. Not even mixed with Berserkers. I checked. They all appear to be monoclass.
Huzzah!
There is an all Berserker node, but, spoilers, Hokusai is a bonus servant, so. Actually, so is MHXX, so, foreigners are legit, guys. Also, they don't have a boss with an excess of 200k HP. So, it's great. It's great. Farming should be easy, thank God.
Yes.
They should not be super beef like Oni lands. They're all monoclass. Everything should be fine. To aid you in these quests, there are, of course, bonus servants. Which reminds me, tonight I need to set up my support list. I should actually go log in as soon as I'm done talking. So, Samba herself gets plus 150% damage. Yay. She gets 50% bond increase and also gets double EXP during the event. This is the first time they do this. I love it, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you get double EXP to raise that Quetz. So, Bradamante, both Marthas, and regular Quetz get plus 100% damage and 50% bond growth. Yay. I actually have 2 Marthas and a Quetz, so probably see some combination of those on my setup. And you're filling out the remaining damage bonus, which is 50% damage bonus and 20% bond, are basically all the people in the matches. Get ready for me to read out a huge list. You are looking at Astolfo, Santa Ryder, Darius 3, Arash. Yes, that's right, guys. Arash is a bonus servant with a damage bonus in this event.
Oh no. Oh no.
Penth, Hector, Achilles, Chiron, Edison, Bunyan, Yagyu, Hokusai, Wuzetan, Redhair, Carmilla, Hans, Eric Bloodaxe, Jaguarman, Atlanta Altar, Babbage, MHXX, Ivan, Anastasia, Romulus, Caligula, Ku, that's right, straight up Ku, Summerskahawk, Columbus, Blackbeard, John d'Arc, Altar, Santa, Lily, Sanson, Santa Altera, and Mash. Mash does not get the 20% bond, by the way, but she does get the damage up.
Actually, let me check. Did they let you preset your supports up? Is that active
the
yet?
article is out, so I hope the filter's up.
I'll check right now.
But, yeah, so you should have a fairly diverse mix of units. They've got some free-to-plays. They've got some heavy stars in here. They've got a variety of classes. They've got some classic farmers. Bunyan and Arash are in here, right?
No, it is not up yet.
Damn it. Oh, well. I'll give you the list. You guys can look it up. But, yeah, there's some heavy opportunities to bust out some old standbys. This is a really good event setup, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
50% damage Arash. You can use Bunyan, Hokusai, and MHXX, but especially Hokusai for Berserkers. Great quality. Summerskahawk shows up, right? Like, so she's here as a bonus servant, and also all your previous Santas. It's gonna be a fun time. Plenty of opportunities for you to figure out all your slots and use a lot of servants. I do believe that your best node for drops, for lotto drops, is archers.
Okay.
Which obviously they want you to use Bradamante, but you've got a few Lancers on this list you can pick from. Or go apeshit, because you can do Berserkers as well. So, why do you want these bonus servants? Lotto, of course. You want to farm as fast as you can, as quick as you can. Get all those Lotto things, the Amigo towels. I remember Dallas was actually talking to me about this. He thought it was hilarious. But no, all those translations stayed in. The Adios mic, the Ola bands, the Amigo towels. Mucho dumbbell. Much dumbbell, guys. No localization was had. I wonder if Type Moon was insistent. Anyway. So, boxes 1 through 5 are your bits for Samba. This is her Ascension mats, Kukulkan masks, and the exchange for a permanent one at box 5. Box 6 is Allure. Box 7 through 10 are Gold Foes. The rest are unlimited. Unlimited boxes. In these boxes, you will find skill gems. Yes, it's a skill gem lotto. EXPs, also very popular. FP, MP, QP, apples, special currency, the Lucha belts. I'm really excited also about the MP and EXPs on here, but especially those skill gems. I friggin' need them. And you will also find materials such as bones, horseshoes, fangs, and crystals. Note, the unlimited boxes are only bronze apples. So only the first 10 boxes have a gold, and 1 gold and 2 silver, I believe, per. But still, you get some apples. And honestly, bronze apples are actually my, lowest number of apples, because I actually spend a decent amount of those to just get extra APs.
Don't mind, like, he's trying to fucking set up his support set. I mean, like, casters. I'm like, there's not a lot.
You guys, I have a Stacy. I have an NP2 Stacy. She's gonna do some work, guys. I'm not gonna put Skadi in my slot. Skadi's not a bonus servant. Ooh, do I... no, people will fuck with me. I was thinking, do I want to declare now? If I see anybody with a fucking Skadi on my support list, I'll throw them out. But no, I don't want to do that. I know assholes in our community who will literally do it just to punk me. Just know that if you put your Skadi in the event setup, I will be disappointed in you. I don't even... Is there any good... I mean, so Bradamante is a quick lancer, but I don't think she has enough hits to loop great. I don't really think you can do any... With the bonus servants, do any loops, and you get damage bonus and shit.
Is Yagyu the only fucking saber?
Yes. However, I do believe... I think there's only, like, 1 lancer node ever. Out of multiple days, right?
Well, then, fuck it. Well, it's still an excuse to level the man.
Devilish, don't say these things. Don't tell me these lies. I don't want to hear them. Even if I want more people to roll for Bradamante. I don't want people to understand that they can loop. Because they'll just be dumb and put Scotties in there. I don't even know if I said that out loud. I think I didn't because last week's show was so long. I definitely at some point to our community said that no, I did. I did tell the story about how putting story support Skadi is the most brain-dead thing you can do.
Yeah, I remember this.
And you will still see it during Christmas. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, Yagyu, I believe, is the only saber because there's only, like, one time period where there is a single quest, which is Lancers. Like, it's not even, like, a full rotation. So
I guess I'll work on Yagyu for these next couple days.
That said, he should still do some good, and I believe because there are a couple of Lancers in the bonus. I don't think Bradamante because she's permanently your story support, but like Jaguar Man will at least be a boss because she's in the bonus per servant list.
Oh, it's fucking Archer Caster Day. Heckin'.
But yeah, so I talked about what you can get in those sweet lotto boxes. I know I'm going to be hitting them up.
Sweet
Hopefully I can get a good setup going. I know I can. I got a nicely leveled Bunyan. I got an Arash. We got all kinds of fun stuff. There's gonna be at least 1 node that's all Berserkers, baby. Hokusai is gonna go to town.
Bunyan's 60 and 10, so she should do okay.
Yeah. But yeah. This will be fun times. I'm really looking forward to clocking some of these lotto boxes because I really do want those skill gems.
Do you want to set yourself a target goal?
Nah, because I don't know what the future brings. I don't like targets because the future's really fucking weird.
It is.
Like, I could, like, actually, I was going to say I could fall off my quote-unquote balcony, but I can't actually fall off the back deck. We've had it roofed and screened in. It would take me a lot of work to bust through the aluminum frame and the screen to flop over the railing that's already, like chest high on an adult man. We have a dock now, though. I could fall in the lake.
Best Bear, how much is enough? Is that a quantifiable number?
No. For skill gems? I don't know what's enough. Like, I'm pretty sure I can reasonably hit 20, 25. We'll see.
Look, he's going to do the same thing he did for our last event. He's going to go aim for 30, and we'll see where we go. If he hits 50, he'll probably just stop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll hit a point where I stop because I want skill gems, but I'm also not going to overcommit because lotto farming can be really brain-numbing. Luckily, I should be able to set it up so I can do some action while I do play Cyberpunk and other games. We can multi-screen drift.
Yeah.
I think my bones are currently okay for the moment. I know that goes away the moment you get a servant who needs bones, but yeah. So, in the shop, there is a shop. You can acquire additional Quetzmas copies. You can get new unlockers and removers. You can get the Lotto CE, only 4 copies. I am offended. I am actually offended. How dare you? How dare you?
Why you do this?
Never do this to me again. How dare.
Never speak to me or my son again.
But, yeah, you can get 4 copies of the Lotto bonus CE. New command codes. They look fun. One of them, I think it's the 5-star one, but one of them is just straight up do 1,000 extra damage on the card. It's great. I love it. You can get Lancer, Rider, Assassin statues, foes. And materials such as bullets, proofs, night metals, shells, horns, scarabs, talons, cores, if you're hurting for dawn cores, baby. That's one of the brand new mats, and spirit roots. If you are planning on rolling on Bradamante, by the way, guys, you will want those night metals. She eats a lot.
Nom.
Just eating them up. Merlin said they were tasty. See, this, Robin posting this, right? I love Vesper's response. That's a really good gif. I'm going to save it. I do love me those gifs from Ready, Set, Show. This is literally where I say I would not throw anybody off my friends list because they put a Skadi in there. I was just, I'm going to say this right now to you personally. I'm very disappointed in you, son. That's it. That's all you get. That's just your punishment. Omega just told you how disappointed he is in you. Anyway, CEs give the usual currency bonus. 5-star is the gold mat. 4-star, silver. 3-star, bronze, etc. The summon campaign will be, I said should be, but that's because before I double-checked the notes on this because it got announced, will be Bradamante. After the banner ends, she'll be permanent. But not before, because that's how this works, guys. But she will be permanent eventually. There will be regular Big Sis Kets on rotation in there, the writer version, who is story-locked, so. And also both Marthas. So if you want that Summer Martha, she's going to be in the rate-up. This is where FGO begins its system of bringing back rando limited 4-stars like Summers on random banners. Just throw a casual Martha in there.
And probably make a attempt at getting a Kets, but he's probably not going to go ham. And if I get a random, I'll be
so
pleased.
For gold foes, there's the usual amount in the store. What is that, like
2,
4 and 4, or 2 and 2?
4 and 4.
Okay, 4. There's 4 and 4, and then there's 2 of each in the lotto. So there's another 2 of each. So that would be 6 total, I believe, unless the store shortchanges you. Oh, the 4 is in total. Okay.
So it is 2 and 2. I don't fucking know anymore.
Anyway.
What is math? Listen, Lucky can't go ham with the entire front half of the year around the corner.
The year is rough. I think for the sake of CEs, I'm gonna throw a single tenner on this, just because I'm me, and I want CEs, and we'll see what happens. Whatever, my ruler Martha could use some more NP maybe. But yeah, I'm not planning on going ham. But my usual rule: spend tickets if you got them. Oh yeah, this is not in my notes, but I should remember to pull it up. There is a challenge quest, which is weird. It says in the notes that it requires Solomon, but to do Lostbelt 1, you have to do Solomon. I don't know. It's weird. It's another boss rush CQ, though, so,
Meh.
It's got one of those things where if you kill an enemy, they do something weird. Their HP totals aren't crazy, but they all do, stuff when they come in or when they die. Asterios is here, Ibaraki Lancer is here, Moriarty is here, Mephistopheles is here, Asana of the Cursed Arm is here under the name Dokuro Mask. Francis Drake is here, and so is Saber Maeve. I don't know, it doesn't, with their HP totals, they don't look too crazy. It's just one of those things where, they do really annoying shit. Ooh, I need that Yugi poop. Tick destruction. Throw away summon tickets. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I did monthly tickets, and I don't think I got anything fun. Though, by the way, Lucky, if you want to get some of your Kets action, you have to wait until the 18th. She's not on rotation until then.
I can hold on.
If you want to have a chance at both Kets and Bradamante, they are both on rate up from the 20th to the 22nd. Then it goes back to just Bradamante until Christmas Day. By the way, if you guys were curious, this is when the Flame of Chaldea, the lanterns, were added in GP to the Rare Prism shop. I think we've already got ours in there. They just haven't reset yet, but they will be resetting soon if they haven't already. I don't think there's any other quality of lives revealed for our version of the update that we haven't gotten already and stuff. So yeah, that's the event, guys. Yeah, the A-Star looks pretty fun. It resets on Christmas? That's interesting. That's a little late, but okay, whatever. I mean, you shouldn't axe I don't pay attention to 3-turn spreadsheets. They assume a lot of things that require a lot of energy that you don't have. As I was saying, it's wrapped up, so that's what you got. That's what we're getting. Have fun. Take it seriously, guys. Do at least your 5 boxes to get your permanent Samba, because, again, no rerun. And when I say that, by the way, I don't mean no rerun ever. It's just it hasn't happened in 2 years. We don't know when it'll happen. I'm sure they'll do it in like a dead week on main interlude or something, just because they can, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not like they have to do them in order. They added Merry Christmas from the Underworld to main interlude out of nowhere, you know? They will work out a rerun or add it to main interlude or whatever someday. But yeah, for now, if you want your free ruler, because this is the thing earlier, like talking about Doman, right? I was looking at the alter ego list again. That's like all those guys are limited basically, or story locked, or a singular welfare whose reruns have passed. You know, so like, cherish your welfares, guys. This could be a good chance to get your ruler in there. And there are actually, you know, sorry, stretching. It is a little late for us. We did have to take a break in the middle there because the monkey exploded. But you know, we should have a good time. I'm interested to see where this goes. It looks like it's going to be the usual for Christmas. It's going to be pretty fun. I'll have to see how people actually like Bradamante as a character when they can read her normally. As the disappointing truth is, I released that public earlier today, and like half the comments, which there aren't a lot of comments right now, but half the comments are like, "All right, she's cool, I guess, but I'm not gonna roll." And it's like, oh, that's always so sad. Always so sad, guys. Okay, stretching my legs. I think we got anything. Lucky, you were reading some stuff. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, like I said, it might be some interesting context stuff later, but I'll leave it for now. Lucky right now is dying because I'm just gonna fucking post it. I'm just gonna fucking post it to Patreon. I don't know if it has audio, but you don't need audio for context of this. Me, a game dev, enjoying reading Twitch combats. It's literally just a video of some fucking martial artists whacking themselves in the nuts constantly. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes, it did have some level of sound, but I cut it out.
Okay.
The body is iron.
Lucky to get a little spicy tomorrow. Just saying. Just saying.
Hey, at least shout out to the guy who tweeted this, by the way, Sean Murray. He won a fucking award.
Oh, yeah, No Man's Sky. Out of nowhere.
No Man's Sky won Best Ongoing Game. Beat Fortnite. Even he was surprised.
Yes.
But we're going to talk a lot about the game. I'm trying to think, right? Like, I got to talk about how I beat Spider-Man, right? I've got complete Spider-Man thoughts. I didn't do the DLC yet, but I finished the main story. That's good enough. We've got Game Awards thoughts, both announcements and awards, actually, which I think will both be interesting.
Yeah, like I said.
And we've got at least our Cyberpunk first impressions, right? In addition to our usual smattering of stuffs and interesting things. Yeah, I need a new face right now. I'm currently Friendly Neighborhood Spider mod, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's very long, but I'll swap up my face later, my profile picture. Maybe I'll find a good picture of the Last Stand suit, the best suit.
Wait, what suit was it?
Last Stand, the one where Spider-Man's just like wearing like a jacket and like some jeans with the spider logo on them. It's really good. But yeah, so stay tuned for what's up. This episode, while it was recorded late, is much shorter than our last one, so I do think that it will actually be easier to come out. And there it is. There's the last
there it is.
Yeah, it's pretty baller. I love the look for Spider-Man. Anyway, we are ready to move on, I think, and wrap up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it'll be exactly. We've got, let me check how many shows we got left in the year. Three, okay. So, yeah, next week we will be fully into like the first 5-ish days of Christmas, so expect some initial thoughts. If I think the episode's going to run a little lean, I might go ahead and push up, because we know what is homunculus will be the topic this month. I might push that ahead since we know already. Mm-hmm. That is the picks topic, by the way. We'll talk about that. That I think will answer some interesting questions we have about stuff. There's like 4 days left, but it does look like Red Baron is going to win the poll. He is killing it out there, right? Like he is slapping pretty hard. Though some of those have some interesting votes. I'll have to bring him back for some future polls. But yeah, I expect that's where we're going to end up going for this month's Fan Servant Friday. Everybody, I guess then for the rest of it, we wish you a happy holidays. Stay tuned for What's Up. And any other future stuff, we'll see what JP does for Christmas, We're pretty sure they're going to do a Christmas event. We'll have to see what welfares and whatnot they come up with.
Soon.
And keep sending in your mailbag questions. I don't think we actually said this earlier when we, ended up, but if you have a question you really want answered that you asked this week and it didn't get in, send it again.
Yep.
We get a chance to do it. I can't really say, like, whether you should wait or not, because we don't filter them by date. So I don't actually know how like the most liked or whatever filters apply to stuff. But yeah, keep that in mind. Okay. I gotta go log in and do my support setup, guys, so I think I'm gonna get on out of here.
Yep.
So, if you're watching this video on YouTube and you liked it, be sure to give it a like down there. Click that like button. Smash that like button, or I will have my Quetzalcoatl smash you into the mat, breaking all your bones. Much like Spider-Man doing a takedown. You should also be sure to leave a comment if you have any comments down below. You can comment how you'd like to be smashed by cats. Do a Lenny face. I don't know. I wonder if I can get that to pop up in our comments, Lucky. People just saying, I'd let cats smash me. I bet they'll do it.
I'm pretty sure someone's going to do it now.
Do it at home, guys. Come on. Do it. You won't. No balls. You can also join our Discord, and you can hear other context of people yelling that you won't do it. That link is in the description below and our channel page. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We're actually getting closer and closer to 3K subs. We'll probably do some fun stuff then. We're at level like 2889. So look out, sub to us. Go to 3K. Get stuff. And even if you're already subscribed, make sure to hit that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video. Sometimes Omega has to post one into the middle of the night. That's how you know when we stream stuff. You can check out our streams. You know, we usually stream good old Tuesday, Thursday. We also stream What's Up now, so if you want to make sure you know when that goes live, go ahead and hit that bell for notifications. Very important.
Will be Cyberpunk this week.
Yeah. Okay, day. The only other thing to mention is that you can join our channel. We have a new emote slot. Did you actually fill that one yet, Lucky?
Yeah, I put in Time to Get Fancy. I don't know if that's the gross one. It looks a bit small.
But
by the way, that's also in our Discord.
Yeah. Fancy.
That one literally came to me in a dream. I'm all like, I need a fucking top hat and monocle.
So, yeah, if you join our channel by clicking the little join button or that link in the description, it's, $1.99 a month, you can get access to these emotes and help us get more emotes. Emotes are great. And lastly, I would like to remind everybody that you can support us on Patreon. Like it says at the front of the show, you can get access to this episode early in audio format for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year, as quite a few people did this month. They decided to either upgrade or go for joining us at the annual plan. Good on you. Thanks for that. Just got to think about the budget then. Budgeting. But yeah, it's great. You can, listen to the show live or vote in polls at higher levels. Fun stuff. Okay. That is all our outro things. We shall be seeing you next week for more Let's Talk FGO. We'll see you probably later today for What's Up, if you're listening to this right just as it came out, because you have notifications on and you are the notification squad. Notification squad, be sure to let Kets know you want her to step on you. I'm just gonna drive this into the ground. People like this, right? This is an audience interaction thing. This is authentic, right? It's cool. We're cool kids, right?
I mean, we haven't got a big money deal to put corporate logos on everything, so yeah, we're still authentic, I guess.
Dear Corpos, if you would like me to shill, you can reach us at our business email. Actually, I don't remember exactly what our business email is off the top of my head. I had to do it weird because Gmail. I think we're Studio Unit Omega YT.
I think so.
At gmail.com. I purchased for inquiries. I think it's linked somewhere on our channel because.
Is it?
Yeah, I think is it in the channel description? I've definitely used it before, and I've gotten emails about. Not directly related, I think they were cold canvassing basically, but I've got quote unquote business emails before. Anyway, check it out. All right, we're gonna go now. We got stuff to do. I gotta go finish watching the last 10 minutes of The Mandalorian, and then I gotta go Cyberpunk.
All right, Eddie Bomb.